Hello and welcome back to Cynthia's Conversation on another episode of today. On my right,
Amaka,
my left, Yvonne, and I am Cynthia. Hi. Amaka, please read for us. Guys,
I have the same experience. I have the same experience. I don't know what's
suppose I have some experience that I'm going through.
Ah, right, okay. I have some experience. I'm going through a lot right now. After 30 years of marriage and 4 kids, I found out the woman I loved and still love was madly in love with another man. I left home for her and rented a room for myself now. My kids still come to see me every day at my office for their upkeep money. I'm 2 years out from my home. She has married this same man I caught her with, who she claimed she has been with the guy since secondary school till now. Wow. Means I just wasted 30 years of my life with the devil and frenemy. Marriage is a fraud.
That's sad.
She's a nasty one, sorry.
So, throughout your 30 years relationship,
She was never in love with him. She always got...
So, but you were still dating because according to her, she's been. That's sad.
She actually, I know somebody that happened to in real life. Her mother-in-law actually did the same thing. This is so bad that the third child, that's the woman's third child, is, I swear that child is for the man. Up until the man died in her bed, and this man was 75. So all the years we were together. So this man. So what this problem was? Okay, her husband and this man were best friends. She was even godmother to her boyfriend's children. It was when the man died, she wanted to come and watch. She couldn't want the man. So hang on, but women, this that one is a devil. She's a demon. Okay, you're telling me now that you've been friends with this man since secondary school, and then you stayed with him to have 4 children, 30 years. Yes, a lot of times we bash the men, but we women, some women can be, because when women want to do something, we're deep. What is it? Waiting, 30 years. Why did you stay? The man should go and do DNA because those children might not be yours.
Possible.
You should go and do DNA. Those children might not be yours.
Possible.
Because there's another one I watched. Chifu Big Boy, that boy that rang him. He invited his parents. He wanted to bring his parents and his siblings to America. So of course, they have to do DNA. Yeah. And then they just sent him a message that all of his brothers and sisters are not for his father. Hey. The man is 30-something. He's 34, 36 years old. Just found out that his brothers, they are not from the father. He hasn't told his father. How can he tell his father that? So this woman, you wasted this man. If it's a woman now, they say, okay, they don't waste my 7 years. 30 years.
Yvonne, what's your take on this?
Okay. It's sad and it's so bad. I'm not justifying anything, but obviously we hear different stories of these type of things happening, and people will use the excuse of they are stuck, they don't know what to do, or this happened, or they stay for various relationships. They stay for various reasons, majority of it is showing face or security or whatever they want to do, but either way it's just so sad, because at the end of the day, just imagine like this man now. I think the most painful one is this guy has been there for maybe 30 years thinking that he has a family. He could have just gone and had his own family, but no, he was living on borrowed time. So honestly, it's horrible.
How do you?
I don't even know how to justify that kind of. And the person now, that's the guy. How do you begin to build the life again?
You can't.
I mean, at the end of
who's going to trust?
Trust is going to be an issue. At the end of the day, he's still going to. I mean, those children, it is not his fault. They're not. it's not their fault. He's still going to love those.
No, he hasn't done DNA. I said he should do DNA. She hasn't done DNA.
Yeah. No, I'm
probably
using,
doesn't want to know.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, most times
Yes.
exactly, because he will just look at you and look. Well, I don't care. You're my children. I brought you up. I was there, thick and thin, and that's the attitude that they will go for. But it's painful because at the end of the day, you know, you want your own. You know, your own. This is very similar to the conversation we were having about men doing adoption or whatever.
Yeah.
They want their own blood, their own, you know. So it's
30 years.
I don't even know where to start with this one.
You know why I'm quiet? Because I like people will say you've been here for too long. I don't understand how this woman can sit there and justify putting this man's life on the hold for 30 years.
There's one thing I picked up from what Ebele said. It's probably security.
And that's what I'm saying.
I remember we've had a conversation about this before. Maybe this man has money.
Don't even be surprised. That's what I said.
This man has money and he's
There are so many. Listen, there's even
security.
Listen, there could even be that the
So she was eating her cake and having it.
knew. They're like, don't say anything, no. Don't say anything, stay. There are so many situations like that. You know, all those justifications.
It gives me goosebumps.
All those, listen,
Because
people
I
do
just
things
feel,
for different
because
things.
It's not fair.
I just
Show face, you know. People have stayed and let the husband think he has children just because maybe somebody has health issues and they don't want to be exposed. So many.
No, but this one is not. This one is not about health issues.
No, I'm just saying the reason.
She cheated on this man all their 30 years
all
of
their
marriage.
30 years of their
She's
marriage.
never loved him.
Security.
So her own is probably this man has money, more money than the man that she
Of
loves.
course now.
And like the other topic we did,
Yes.
she has reached a place that she can okay.
She can, yes.
Off. I take my and you will, this woman, you will suffer. You will suffer. Karma is a bitch. You will suffer.
No, just imagine if you're going to sit down, maybe your children are now in their 20s.
Yeah, for 30 years, the children will be probably in their 20s.
And then sit them down and said, because this is what we said in our previous conversation to say, we are very short-sighted. Just imagine if you have a son and this happened to your son or it happens to your daughter. Because sometimes before, I just think, because before I do some certain things,
you think of your children.
I might be in love with someone for 30 years to say, I wish I stay with that person. But that will not make me want to go and be in his relationship or his marriage. You get what I mean? I just don't understand why you will be married. Because if you have for 30 years, okay, even if you stayed for financial reasons, does it take you 30 years to meet this man?
Thank you!
Does it take you 30 years to meet this man? You could have met him for 10 years or meet him for 5 years or make him. You have to literally make sure you meet him to his grave.
Can I say something? I don't think the timing is. I don't think the timing matters. I don't think it's not. When you say security, it's not about X amount of years and then I'll go. No. Because don't forget that because she's already in that situation, she probably can't get out.
No, but she's going. She's married a man now.
No. I know.
She's married. She's married. Get out. Why do you want to get out?
No, but
you can't get out.
Even the man that she has dated for these 30 years, how can you do this to your fellow man?
I'm still saying.
He's probably married.
Listen.
He was probably married.
Listen, this woman.
He was probably married.
This woman is in a comfortable situation. She's not just going to let go like that. That is number one. Because she's not.
But she's let go now. She's married with her love of her life now. So two families have been hurt.
Because she has built something. But
that's nasty.
Listen now, this thing took a thought process. It's not she didn't go. No, all I'm trying to say, I'm not justifying her. All I'm trying to say is she didn't go in there to say 10 years. She stayed there to make sure that she got to the point that she felt comfortable enough to go. If it took some people 10 years, it would take some people 5 years, it would take some people 30 years. For this woman, it took her 30 years. I'm just saying.
She will suffer.
No
she and that man will suffer.
Do you get what I'm saying? There is no timeline, and they don't think it like that. It's let me get to that position where I can now decide to cut off. and that's all she has done. For her, it took her 30 years. For another person, maybe someone smarter would take 10 years.
Short-sightedness. And that's just it's always sweeter when you're doing it and hiding. Yeah. 30 years, and then she has the guts to say that she's been in love with this man since secondary school. She's been dating him since high school.
So if you
really
love this man,
so why?
Well, if you really love this person, you guys have wasted your 30 years in the dark. You could have come out and express that, because if it's the love of your life and you guys were high school sweetheart, then why hiding? Because if I have a high school sweetheart, I don't know.
No, but there's something to say. They might not have wasted, because someone was okay, they didn't have children. If I'm you, the man, go and do DNA for those children.
Yep. Maybe you have
because it's going to come out.
You have a bigger fish to fry.
I'm being serious, because it's going to come out. But if she says she's been with this man since they were in high school, and she's his lover, they've used you to train his children, and then at the end of the day, because they're not your children and there's nothing you can do about it, they've used you to train his children. Whether you say come out and say, well, I'm their dad because my brother was that. No, there's no legal document that says that you adopted. It's what? And then you, woman, why are you living a false life? Why?
When a woman decided, like they said,
women can be nasty.
Men cheat because accessibility and it's easy. And women, they put thoughts into it, planning into it, but I personally, I can not live with someone that I'm not in love with.
Nah, I can't do it.
You see, this is where I find it, because my place, they say when what you can't do or somebody else do it, praise them. Because I personally, if I can't stand you anymore, it doesn't matter how you and I, whether you are the
richest person
in the world or you give me, I can't stay.
Because
you might have all that you have, but deep down in your heart, you're not happy. Because if you have, because as much as we here feel sorry for the man for 30 years, even you, to be able to keep this secret for 30 years, I'm glad that you didn't, if you haven't
he didn't know, he only found
I'm not talking about the man, I mean the woman, that you didn't have a high blood pressure for 30 years. Because I won't be able to carry that weight for 30 years.
So would you, 30 years is long, go. So she will sleep with the man and then go, 30 years is long, go. 30 years is long.
That's what I mean.
The man should do DNA.
And especially for the man, for the woman herself, and the man too, because the person that you are sleeping with may have his wife and his children.
He would now, would he be single for 30 years?
Because sometimes we need to put, there are certain things that I want to do, trust me. They said, this mind of ours, this our brain here is huge. It's as deep as the ocean, because people have gone to the moon to tell us how many solar systems we have. But no people can really tell us how deep
their mind is.
How deep the ocean is. That's the way the mind works. Because once you control your thought, then everything else falls into place. But for you to carry something as heavy as this for your head,
she must be relieved now that I even found
out. I literally doff my heart for you, because it's something that I won't be.
30 years.
30, 1, 2,
not
3, 4,
not
5,
6,
7, 8,
30.
9, 10.
That means they must have lived, unless they live near each other, or maybe the man is their family friend. Because I don't know how you can keep that kind of affair running for 30 years.
And I bet you maybe people around them even know about them. Maybe it's just the only people that didn't know about it is actually her husband and the other.
That means the man must be their family friend, somebody, because there's no way you'd have slipped somehow for 30 years. The man must be the family friend. So you have to give an excuse for being in the house. There's no way for 30 years you cannot. How many marriages even last 30 years?
That's true.
Even friendship. So how do you explain you seeing the man 30 years? But that means, so Christmas, you don't spend with the love of your life. So boxing also, how do you do it? But that means you have 2 Valentine's Day.
I have loved you for so long, honey. She's the love of my life.
Her daughter and sister, they are jealous. Why can't I be the love of your mother's life?
You have to get my approval.
Uncle, I feel sorry for you. You know, but let me just advise you, go and do DNA. It's going to be very, very hard, though. And by God's grace, the children are yours. But man, maybe half. How many does he have? 4? Maybe 2. It's your own and 2.
Maybe I had more, but the whole for might not even be.
Hey.
But people might have deep. Honestly, these are things that you just think about and go, which kind of world are we living in? Because
it's been tough. And he said he still loves her.
Of course. Because he
that's all he's ever known.
That's all he ever known.
And that's the saddest. It's the faithful ones that get. It works both ways, you know. When a man decides to be faithful, he will be faithful. So, it's so sad. And it's the good ones that get married. So what if this man now goes out and starts messing around every other woman? Nobody will know. They say a wicked man sleeping, cheating, sleeping.
Yeah, but why do I have to pay the price of another wicked man?
More. That's what I mean. Just like but women do. Well, some women do the same thing though.
Yeah.
They messed around and then they don't trust any other man and they just tell them to get to help, go to help. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So the same thing. 30 years, Cynthia. Now. I would not trust 30 years.
If that was my child, if that was my son,
what will you do? You die.
I could die now. Because those children, you know, the kids.
So imagine if those children are not his.
The family. Because it isn't it? It's
sad.
It's sad. It's deep.
It's sad. I feel sorry for him. He must be hurting. And he said it twice that he's still in love with her.
Of course, because that's the person that you spend the last 30 years with.
That one could have killed you. So you sleep, wake up. So when we were doing the do, she was thinking of another. Sorry. Sorry now. Sorry.
I'm just speechless. You know, things like this, it just makes me speechless because you don't know how far human beings are willing to go.
It's not fair.
You know, that's the sad part of it. You don't know how.
If it was 5 years, I said, okay, you can move on. 30 years is a long time.
He will. He will move on, but
how old is he?
Let's assume that's what I was about to come to. Let's assume say you marry your wife
at the age of 40.
At the age of, let's say even 25. Add 30 years on top of that.
55.
You are 55 years old. So at 55 years old, where do you start from? You can never be able to get back your 30 years. And when you can't even, and it's even good because some men would have turned the love to hatred. For him to still sit here and said, I still love her,
she's a good actress, so I love it. You know? Because there must have been some good times for her to have hidden it for 30 years.
You are speechless.
I am speechless. I am. I mean, at the end of the day, it's damage control right now. That's what it is. We can talk from now till tomorrow. It's so unfortunate, but.
Do you think you should do it in counselling? I mean, not counselling, in DNA. If you would you advise me to do DNA? Since you said she's been with a man since high school.
Listen, look, it takes a big man to say, sod it. Those children are mine. And
if the other man comes and says, no, they're not yours.
It doesn't. Do you know what? I don't think it matters.
Until that happened,
I don't think it matters because at the end of the day, when the children are brought into that conversation, the children will. I mean, you can do all the DNA. Like at the end of the day, the children will identify with the person that they know has been done with them.
I have this conversation,
and that is the gospel truth. Like you. I mean, everybody knows now. You don't have to be blood to be father. A lot of other men are raising other people's children and they are proper fathers. So, yes, you can be blood, but you are not there.
Let me flip the coin. If, for example, the final children are not his, and the family like, you know what? Go and pregnant us now. He does it out of bitterness, and get all that money that she has been working for. But you're not my children. Because some people can do that out of anger. And somebody else goes and has a child for, well, I suppose it serves the woman right, just that the children will get hurt. But he wouldn't care, let the father look after the kids.
Yeah, I have this conversation with a gentleman that came through yesterday on the phone. He brought his wife from Nigeria and he has a shop here. And he said the woman's attitude have changed and he thinks because the woman was in Nigeria while he was here. So
setting up.
So he's not saying that he wants to do a DNA for the children because he's not sure the children is so. But he's saying that a member of his family told him, what difference would it make? Exactly. The fact that you've raised those children, they know you as the father, even if a pieces of paper confirm it. And then he wanted to know what you should do. And I said, this is not something that I can tell you what to do. It's something that you have to deep down in your heart. I said because sometimes we want to know the truth. Can we really handle it? Because you have to be able to be mentally prepared. Because with this one now, you're already struggling. The fact that you spent 30 years. Just imagine that the fourth fruit of that 30 years becomes are not to be yours. How do you cope with that? So you need to be able to show that, yes, I'm digging, because once you dig, you will find. If I find this thing, how do I mentally cope with it? And if you think the answer is I can't deal with it, then you let the sleeping dog lies. And then just continue. But if you think that you want to know and you can handle it, then I would say go for it and go and test whether the children are you. But to be honest, I felt every single word you type here because
it's sad,
it's really sad, and it's really, really sad. And I hope you have the strength to move on and then love her, because you have 30 years of memory.
No, but she's married to the man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can love somebody even with somebody else. Love her, because once that love become hatred, that's when you want a revenge. You know, you want a payback. But love her, continue to love her, especially because of the memory you share with her for the last 30 years.
And they both brought up but they both brought up those children together.
Yeah. So
whether they.
But the thing, some people can't deal with the fact that those 30 years and they lie. So those memories have been they lie.
Yeah, but that's what we mean. You know, hold on to that. The little hope. Hold on to that.
The fact that he still loves her means he's holding
on to those memories.
Don't hold on to that. It's not worth it.
Until next time. Bye. Everyone.